Hi, my name is Jenna Johnson, and I am a conversation creator. I didn't enter the course with bright eyes of oh my gosh, this is going to be everything, and I know I'm going to learn so much that I didn't already know. I was so skeptical, actually. I really thought I knew already so much, and I needed a program to blow me away in order for me to really reach a next level. And why this program did blow me away, and I'm so lucky that I came into it with skepticism, because I think that allowed for the even bigger bang, But what came through this course is the subtleties that you just don't know as a human being, the blind spots that you couldn't and wouldn't have called out if it wasn't for the fact that somebody languaged something to you that you knew all along, but truly gave you the verbatim that you never really had. And again, it's not some other God created it and now I'm okay. It's no, but it was it's the magic that happens only in group, that happens in this sort of education, is the realizing of how everything is so interconnected. My mother and my relationship had everything to do with my success, or had everything to do with my body, and how sometimes and sometimes not my body is holding on, or it's not, due to relationships, or due to how my boundaries are showing up. Something that I found so profound from this work was, being somebody who was so independent all of my life, I was I got the boundary thing down. I'm really good at saying no. I'm really good at, holding space for myself. And what was uncovered through this course was that boundaries show up in multiple ways, and a severing of boundaries shows up in different ways. And for me, boundaries, or my lack thereof, appeared in my isolationism, in that I feared so much the failure that I would consistently have at withholding my boundaries in the presence of others, that I would isolate just to not put myself in that painful situation. My favorite aspect of the training was really truly the seminar that's at the end of it, because I feel what's so beautiful about the training itself is that you can take it anywhere. You can take it on your walks. You don't need to be stuck at a computer if that's not how you work best. For me, I certainly didn't want to be any more by a computer or a phone than I had to be, because that's already another part of how I operate in life. So if anything, I love to take it out in nature. I love to take Mark's voice on my, my hikes. And yet, by not being in a physical classroom, or by being so active on a Facebook page as to know my peers who were involved in the program, it took me really coming to this physical seminar space, which everybody is offered when they take the course, to realize not only that there's a huge and so beautifully multifaceted and from all over the world sort of a grouping of students, and that it is though so small. This is not an online program of thousands of people. This is 150 people a year. You are one of a super small little nugget, and it's so special to also realize that. And by coming in person and having the one-on-one connections that occur in a space like this, or that a seminar like this provides, then everything else clicks in. So it's not that the education itself was not all of it as well, but it is that it does take a one-on-one human connecting component to really make it hit home. And also likely throughout the time of you studying, you're having these conversations with just the people in your life, and it is sparking. So it's not that you wouldn't get something out of this course by any means if it's that you can't make it to a physical seminar, but I would say that for me, my favorite part about the course was showing up in person and feeling all of myself be revealed, and go through my own in and outs of feeling isolated and then totally connected, and just feeling my humanness. So yeah, the in-person component was my favorite. I had a recent time in my life, before this course, a couple years before I had taken it, where I discovered my own sort of healing, and I had gone through a super transformative time. Everything really gelled. My body looked a certain way, in a completely healthy way, lacking restrictions and being all about abundance, and but just everything fit together really lovely. And then I went through a span of 2 years of just feeling really disembodied by how a transformation that is likely happening now, I couldn't recognize that I was transforming still, because I was so attached and coveting this past transformation. So I feel for me, a big like note is we're always growing, we're always changing, we're always evolving, and that we can never covet our past transformations as being the most profound ones. Like we're always there, and just allowing ourselves to like, even if it's hard to pinpoint it, like just trust that it's there and it's happening still. Yeah, and that wouldn't have come if it wasn't for an educational sort of space like this.